Hello, it's Sarah with House Copper, and today we're doing another cooking in copper video. This one is very fall, and this one is very simple, and it can be used as an appetizer or a dessert or just a snack. What it's going to be is basically a take on baked apples, but with a couple extra fun things and flavors, and hopefully will inspire you to try it as a really pretty dessert. Okay, so here we go. First and foremost, I have this copper pot that I just turned on. It's on super low. It has a tiny bit of water in it that's already boiling. And then I have these two apples, and I kind of already cored them, but they get brown really easy because they're this is sugar, just regular table sugar. And I'm just pinching little bits of, because it's going to come off in the wash, as it were. So that was cinnamon and nutmeg. And then you're going to put them into the boiling water. And now that they're in there, I'm going to do one at a time. Forget what I said. So basically what you're doing is you're kind of heating the apples just so that that they kind of get soft. And I do it, okay, sorry, I probably shouldn't be using my hands. Okay, so I flipped the apple, and now I'm going to, on the side that's exposed, add cinnamon to this side, nutmeg, cinnamon and nutmeg and sugar. And you're kind of just softening these things together. And you're kind of pre-boiling the apples and the sugar into the apple flesh. And you don't need to it doesn't need to take more than a few minutes. And then you can use whatever you want to. I'm going to cheat. You can use metal. You probably shouldn't use metal. It doesn't take long. And then you're just gonna flip them over, and as you can see, it kind of has started to bake in all of the flavors. And you're basically just kind of infusing the apple with the cinnamon, sugar, and nutmeg flavors. I'm going to do this to both apples, and then we're going to get them ready to pop in the oven. Okay, all right, so both apples have been kind of pre-seasoned with water, and I actually scraped out the last of the sugar and the water that's been pretty much reduced to nothing, and the cinnamon and nutmeg, and I poured it over the apples once I put them back on the baking sheet. Now, just to help along the process of caramelization, I will do just a little bit of brown sugar, really maybe like a half a teaspoon of brown sugar per apple, because they're not done yet. What you're gonna do next is you're gonna fill, this is homemade apple butter, like traditional old-fashioned apple butter. And you're going to fill your apples with the apple butter. We're going big on apple today. And you're going to bake them like this at 350 until the apples are very soft, which it will depend, unfortunately, on your apples, because the bigger they are and the harder they are, the longer they take. These are specifically a baking apple from the orchard up the road called Wolf River apples. You do not eat them unless you're baking them or putting them in a pie. So I'm going to put them in at 350 like this. When this is all bubbled out and a fork slides in very easily into a meaty section of the apple, I will pull them out and we will finish these off. And here they are out of the oven. As you can see, they've all kind of curdled in a way. Bad word, but they've gotten very soft. I've added the ice cream. We are dairy-free here for our ice cream because one of my sons cannot have dairy, so that's why the vanilla looks a little chunky, because it's mostly ice. I'm gonna finish it off with just a dash or two of salt. Just a Hawaiian salt. You can use any salt. If you want, you could drizzle caramel. And I'm gonna call my husband. He gets to have one. So there you go. Recipe is below. And hopefully this will give you a nice fall dessert, or at least a good snack for your apples.